Hi, I'm Lori, a mostly solo traveler, and today we're going to talk about why I think walking food tours are a great way to explore a new city. One of the first things I like to do when I arrive in a new city is taking a walking food tour. And you might be wondering, why a food tour? Like, the walking part makes sense, but why a food tour? I mean, besides the fact that I love to eat, going on a food tour gives you something to do. So walking food tours are great because you not only have a guide, you have a lot of other people on the tour that you get to interact with, but you also get to taste food from that city that's handpicked by a local or by a local company, that these are the places that you should eat at. So it's a great way to get an overview of either a city or of a small part of the city while tasting some of that city's food and getting a quick look at some of that city's food culture. First day in Paris, I took a food tour in Montmartre, and it was a great way to get a closer look at a portion of the city of Paris that is very, very populated, very heavily touristed, but we got to some very off the beaten path little food places that I probably never would have found on my own without taking that walking food tour. And the people on that tour were also great. It was other solos, it was couples, it was families. It was a very mixed, diverse group of people on the food tour. So it was a fun way to not only get a first glimpse at Paris, get my first taste of Parisian food, but to interact with some other travelers and with the local, with our guide. And our guide was absolutely fantastic. She gave great recommendations, not only for Montmartre, but for the rest of the city of Paris. In fact, after the walking food tour, she sent us all a WhatsApp message with her recommendations of where she, as a Parisian, would like to eat for both regular, day-to-day meals or for special occasion meals, because we had some couples obviously that were looking for some fancy, Eiffel Tower view special meals. And then we had some solo travelers like me and a few others on the tour that were looking for some off the beaten path little cafes and little places that they could pop in and pop out of without necessarily having a reservation or having the big production of a big sit down meal. Walking food tours are a great solo-friendly activity because as you walk from place to place, you can mingle with the different groups. And, you could just kind of hang off on the back and do your own thing. You can chat with the guide. You can make new friends with the couple that is from the same city in the US as you are. You can make new friends with the family from Germany. So you can engage as much or as little as you choose with the group during a walking food tour, which makes them a very solo-friendly activity. There's also some unique walking food tour options out there, like the food tour I took in Bologna. It's a self-guided walking food tour. You met up with the host just to get your map and your vouchers, and then you were set off to do your own thing. The map had QR codes that led to audio guides that gave you step-by-step instructions to go from place to place, and you not only got to see the historical sites in the center of Bologna, you got to go to 7 different restaurants with the vouchers that were part of your food tour and try 7 different food options. Now that's a super solo-friendly way to do a food tour, but if you're doing a food tour with a group, it's easy to mix and mingle among the different other guests in the food tour as you're walking from place to place. You're not going to get paired up or stuck with a family or with a couple or things like that. You can engage as much or as little as you want with different people on the tour and make friends or not. It's totally up to you. But I think it's a great way to meet other travelers. I took a walking cicchetti food tour in Venice, and cicchetti are little Venetian appetizers, and we had a great group of people. Our host was absolutely fantastic. She was actually studying to be a sommelier. So in addition to food, she was also very knowledgeable about wine and other beverages. And we had a lot of great couples and families and other solo travelers and groups of friend travelers on the trip. And by the end of the tour, we were old friends taking selfies together. So it's a super fun way to meet other people during your travels. And you might even exchange a phone number with somebody who maybe is traveling at the same time as you and hang out with them, or even bump into them again somewhere else in the city. So it's really a great way to meet people if that's what you choose to make of it. Walking food tours can also be a great way to highlight a part of the city's food scene. I took a walking gelato tour in Bologna, and it was a fantastic way to learn more specifically about gelato. I mean, we all know and love gelato, right? But how do you find the best gelato? How do you know what gelaterias maybe to avoid? So the walking food tour was a great way to experience multiple gelato shops throughout the city of Bologna and learn what makes gelato good or bad, and how to pick the best gelato and get the most bang for your buck when you're picking a gelateria. So you can look for food tours that are broad, that cover a city's entire food scene, or you can look for food tours that are specific to a niche interest, like gelato. They also had cheese tours available in Bologna, and I'm sure many other sorts of tours like that are available. Champagne in the Champagne region of France. You can probably find a crepe tour in Paris. So think about the region that you're going to and think about what food there specifically interests you, and look and see if they have a very niche food tour. Otherwise, you can just go with a general food tour, and maybe that will help you figure out what food you really like in the city, and you can then go have some more niche food experiences later on in your trip. Like I mentioned earlier, walking food tours are a great way to get local recommendations. Your guide lives in that city. They eat at those restaurants. They shop at those markets. Ask them for recommendations that are not on the tour. If you're looking for something fancy, if you're looking for something casual, if you're looking for the best market, if you're looking for the best spot to go buy food gifts to take home to your friends and family, your local guide is going to give you the best local options. And really make sure to impress upon them. You don't want, the things that are on everybody's Instagram. You want to know where they eat. And I always find that those are the most interesting and unique places. And had you not gone on this walking food tour and met this knowledgeable guide, you probably would miss a lot of these places. They're a resource there. Ask them to, I don't want to say take advantages and take advantage of them, but take advantage of their knowledge. Ask them questions, get information from them, and don't forget to tip them at the end of the tour. Obviously, this depends on what country you're in and what the tipping expectations are. But if tipping is acceptable or expected in that country, please don't forget to tip your guide. They're hardworking individuals and they definitely deserve to be rewarded for going above and beyond. So that's why I think the first activity you do in any city should be a walking food tour. If you've gone on a great walking food tour in any city, drop it in the comments below because I'd love to know about it. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.